So what is Helm? Right. So far we discussed what is Kubernetes, what is self-managed, what is managed Kubernetes, what is pod service, all the Kubernetes concepts like volumes, static volumes, dynamic volumes. Right. So how we used to deploy our application? If you have to deploy some application, how are we deploying as of now in the Kubernetes cluster? So how are we deploying the applications so far? I mean, suppose you want to deploy some application, you need to create some deployment or services or volumes, right? You are using manifest files, Kubernetes manifest files, using Kubernetes manifest files. That can be YAML file. It supports JSON also, guys, but we will not use JSON. Most of them will not prefer JSON. We will use YML, Kubernetes manifest as a YML, right? So managing or deploying Kubernetes applications will be very difficult sometimes with all these files, manifest files, right? So we have a one more tool which we can use to deploy our applications in a Kubernetes cluster. So Helm is a package manager for Kubernetes applications. Helm is a package manager. It's a package manager for Kubernetes applications. So it allows you to install applications on a Kubernetes cluster. Helm is a package manager using which we can install applications on a Kubernetes cluster. I mean to say we can deploy. Basically install is nothing but deploy. Helm allows us to deploy our applications in a Kubernetes cluster. So it's a package manager. Like you have a package managers in Linux, right? Or Windows also. Like what is the role of package managers? Like you have a yum, apt, those are also package managers, right? So what is the use of package managers? What it does, it makes our life simple to install the softwares, right? Yum and apt is a software package managers. What are we doing using yum and apt? We are installing some software packages. Can't we install those softwares without yum and apt? We can, but what is the advantage, right? It is simplifying the process. It is simplifying the process of installing the softwares. So similarly, Helm is a package manager. Helm is a package manager for Kubernetes applications. Helm is a package manager for Kubernetes applications. It allows us to install or deploy the applications in a Kubernetes cluster. So Helm will fetch and deploy and manage the life cycle of applications. Helm allow you to fetch, deploy, and manage the life cycle of the applications. What type of applications? Like third party applications? Third party applications are our own applications. What is third party application here? What is the meaning of third party here? Right? So Helm, using Helm we can deploy third party application or your own application also in a Kubernetes cluster. Our own applications also you can deploy using Helm by creating a Helm chart. Or we can deploy third-party applications. What is the meaning of third-party applications? Yeah, the applications which is developed and maintained by some other organization or vendor. Like, can we call like the Nginx Ingress as a third-party application, and can we call like Prometheus, Grafana, these as a third-party applications? Those are also applications. Those are also applications which we can deploy using a Helm package as a Helm chart. So Helm has several concepts. Like in Helm, we have several concepts. At high level, Helm, we have these things: Helm chart, Helm repository, Helm CLI. Helm chart, it's a package. It's a package basically. Contains again manifest files only. Manifests, we call it as a template. Helm chart, it's a package which contains the Kubernetes manifest, all the manifest what is required to deploy the application. We'll come to this later. And Helm repository. What is repository? What do we maintain in the repository again? Helm repository, right? Helm repository is basically a place where we will maintain these Helm packages, Helm charts, a central repository where we can maintain the Helm charts, Helm repository. Helm repository which holds the Helm charts. So if we maintain in a repository, if we maintain the Helm charts, Helm packages in the repositories, whoever wants will they able to pull and deploy the Helm, the basically the application using those packages. If we maintain the Helm charts, Helm packages in a repositories, whoever wants to pull and deploy, they can pull those Helm charts and they can deploy the applications in a Kubernetes cluster. Helm repository is basically a place which will hold the Helm charts, Helm packages. A CLI, Helm CLI. What is the use of CLI again? With the help of Helm CLI, we can install, we can upgrade, and we can remove the applications in a Kubernetes cluster. First of all, why we should use Helm? It's not mandatory, but what is the advantage if I go with Helm? So, what is the problem? Right? Kubernetes can be difficult to manage with all the objects you need to maintain. Suppose you are going to deploy one application. What are the Kubernetes objects you might need to create? Based on your requirement, right? You may need to create a deployment for your application. You may need to create a deployment for your application. Deployment will create a replica set. Replica set will manage the pods. You may need to create a service to access that application. And also, you may need to create a config maps or secrets. And also, you may need to create PVC if required. And you may need to create a ingress rule. You may need to create a HPA. Yes or no? These objects, if you want to deploy the applications, right? And also you may need to create a role bindings if you are, using some internal application, if you are deploying some internal application. Your requirement is to scale up, scale down the pods based on the load. So how can you achieve that? You need to deploy a HPA. You need to create a HPA object, horizontal pod autoscaler object. And you want to define the routing. Within a Kubernetes cluster, you are using ingress. You need to define the ingress rule, right? That rules. If you are using volumes, that cluster autoscaler is just not part of your application, right? That is like one-time activity. Here I am talking about the application. Cluster autoscaler is a different concept. When you are setting up a cluster, you are installing a cluster, you will just deploy the cluster autoscaler. That cluster autoscaler also you can deploy as a Helm chart. That is one application, right? Which that HPA also, that cluster autoscaler is also nothing but one application. Do you have a deployment for that cluster autoscaler? You have a all those role binding. That is also one application. To deploy any application in a Kubernetes, you may need to create the objects. These objects. So Kubernetes can be difficult to manage with all the objects you need to maintain, like pods, services, deployments. So each object, how are we creating each object? This object we are writing as one manifest file. Basically, this object we are creating as a Kubernetes manifest file, YAML or YML. This is also we are representing as YML to deploy the applications, right? So it is very difficult to manage everything which you need to deploy the application. Helm will simplify the process of creating and managing deploying the application. Helm will simplify the process of creating and managing and deploying the applications using Helm charts. Using Helm charts. So it will simplify the process of creating and managing deploying the application. And also Helm will maintain the version history of every application, every chart we installed. Helm also maintains the version history of every chart, basically the application we installed in a Kubernetes cluster. If something goes wrong, you can simply roll back by executing this command, Helm rollback, so that it will go back to the previous version. And we can also update our applications using very simple commands, simple CLI. So basically it will use the chart. The chart contains, right? So the chart contains basically all the information which is required to host the application. So deploying applications to the Kubernetes cluster, right, will be complex, as I told. To set up a simple applications, to deploy a simple application, Setting up a single application can involve creating a multiple Kubernetes objects, Kubernetes resources such as pods, services, deployments. Each object requiring you to write a detailed YML file, detailed manifest file. So each object need to write a detailed file. But what Helm will trying to simplify the process. We have a Helm chart. Does it mean are we completely eliminating these YMLs? If I use Helm, is it completely eliminating the YMLs? It's not completely eliminating the YMLs, right? But it is going to make the, you know, it will simplify the process of managing those YML files. It will simplify the process of managing those YML files. We are still have a YMLs, Kubernetes manifests. So in Helm, we have a Helm chart. As I told, what is the chart? Basically, again, chart is basically a collection of Kubernetes manifest files again. Chart is basically a collection of Kubernetes manifest files again, organized in a specific directory structure. Organized in a specific directory structure, which will represent some Kubernetes object. Those manifest file will represent some Kubernetes object. So in Helm chart, there are two components, two main components. In Helm chart, there are two main components. We have a templates and we have a values file. We have a templates, we have a values file. Okay, so far you are using Kubernetes manifest, right? Can I inject the values when we are deploying the applications in a Kubernetes cluster? I mean to say, I have a Kubernetes manifest file, something like this. Let's take, I have this config map, something like this. Suppose I have config map, something like this. So I have a config map manifest, something like this. I'm trying to deploy using this. We are applying something like this so far. But do we have a way to inject these values at runtime? Can I use this same file, same Kubernetes manifest for all the environments if these values are different? If I use a manifest, right, something like this, will I able to use same manifest for all the environments? Will I able to inject these values at runtime? What is at the runtime when we are applying, when we are installing, right? Is it allowing as of now, right? It's not allowing us to pass at runtime. But when I go for a Helm chart, Helm, right? When I go for a Helm chart or Helm, basically this Helm chart is basically contains of two components, templates and values. What is template here? I can call this as a template. I can call this one as a template. Here, I can refer Instead of hard coding, I can refer something here as a variable, something like this. So I can refer it as a variable. This I call it as a template, right? This one I call it as a template. Just to give an example, this I can call it as a template, and I can define those values in a separate file. We have one values.yml. Here I can define something like this. I can pass the default values. I can have something default values. So the values will be rendered template, the Helm template. The values will be rendered from this values file. At runtime also I can customize. What is the meaning of runtime? Using Helm, I am installing this application. I am deploying this application in a Kubernetes cluster. While at runtime also I can change these values without touching the Kubernetes templates. Something like this I can change at runtime without modifying the manifest. Something like this. Something like this. If I don't want to maintain this one, here still I can pass here. I can just refer, I can pass at runtime. So this is basically a chart, Helm chart. It's a file. It's basically a file, Helm template. So what Helm will do? We are using Helm. What Helm will do? Helm will render the templates. Helm will again render the templates that can be understandable by a Kubernetes, right? It will again generate internally this Helm. When I am executing this Helm install, it will try to generate the Kubernetes manifest files. It will render the templates and it will generate a Kubernetes manifest files internally, which can be understandable or digestible by API server. So I can pass at runtime. I no need to touch my Kubernetes templates. I just need to create a Helm chart once. So I no need to modify my Kubernetes manifest every time. I just need to create a Helm chart, Helm template once. I can play with these values. Suppose in dev I want to deploy just something like this, like something like this. Just to give an example, you can customize values. This is basically a Helm chart, which will contain two things, templates and values. Template can be anything. Suppose you want to deploy one application. You may need to create a deployment. You may have a deployment file, the template, right? You will have a deployment, everything, all the objects, whatever is required for your application to deploy. So here, again, you can refer a variables here. Something like this. Here you can have a image. Again, you no need to hard code the image version here. You can refer using variable. You can have something like this: repo name and version. So where can I define this version? If runtime, if I want to pass the version, you want to deploy the latest image. You want to deploy the latest image. Here, am I hard coding the image version? If I use Helm chart, you can pass at runtime. So what you can do, you can use something like this: version, that image version 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to do. It's simplifying the process of creating or managing the applications, deploying the applications in a Kubernetes. So whatever objects you want to create, that object will be part of your template. You are going to maintain that this in a template, Kubernetes template. Here we can refer variables. Like suppose you are trying to mention the resources, request CPU. Here also you can refer from values that you can define here, whatever way you want to define. Here you can refer, and from here you can access something like this: request CPU. Just variable, you are defining one variable. Memory, here you can define like 1 GB, like whatever, one core CPU. Here you can refer that something like this from your values file. Something like this. Something like this. So in future, you want to update, you want to increase the resource CPU and memory. Do I need to touch this manifest, these templates? I want to update my deployment. I want to increase the resource limit CPU, memory, right? Again, suppose in dev environment, you want to set very less CPU and memory. In production environment, you want to set very high CPU and memory. Again, each time do you need to modify this manifest, basically these templates? At runtime, when you are deploying in dev, you pass different values. When you are deploying in prod, you pass different values. So it is simplifying the process of managing or installing the applications in a Kubernetes cluster. But is it eliminating the YMLs completely? It is not eliminating the YMLs. You have a template still, but we can inject the values to those templates. So in Helm chart, we have two concepts: templates and values. These templates and values go through a template rendering. These templates and values go through a template rendering, and what it will produce finally, those templates and values will go through a template rendering. When we are executing Helm commands, the Helm software will, templates and values will be rendered, and finally it will generate, it will produce a manifest that is easily digestible or understandable by Kubernetes. So Helm will use charts. What do we maintain in a chart? What do we pack in the Helm chart? This is very important, right? We are creating a Helm chart. We need to create a Helm chart. What do we do in a Helm chart? Helm uses charts. What we do? To pack all the required Kubernetes components, basically the manifest, for an application to deploy, run, and scale. For an application to deploy, run, and scale. Charts are very similar to RPM and Debian packages, right? Charts are very similar to RBM and Debian packages. Suppose you are installing, you are doing something like this, guys. Yum install git. What it does internally? What this yum will does internally? It will contact the repository. It will contact the repository. And what it will do? It will download the required files, RPM files, and it will execute those files to install this software. In the background, it will perform lot of things. We are just executing something like this, but what is happening in the background? Yum will contact the package repository where it will maintain all the packages, RPM files. RPM file will have some instructions to install that software. Right? Similarly, Helm is also a package manager to pack all the required components for an application, Kubernetes application to deploy, run, and scale. So with the help of Helm, right, what it does basically, Helm make it easy for developers or the operations teams to deploy the applications in a Kubernetes cluster. So Helm, as I told, Helm concepts. As I told, what are the high level concepts we have in Helm? Helm charts. Helm packages. Helm packages are called as charts. Helm packages are called as charts. They consist of few YML configuration files. This is just to give an example. This is the directory structure of a Helm chart. So most important concepts are templates and values here. Helm packages are called as charts. What they consist? They consist YML files. Helm chart consists YML files. Whatever is required to host the application, whatever is required to deploy the application in a Kubernetes cluster. Suppose my requirement, I don't have to create a service account. I no need to maintain this one. Suppose my requirement is, I don't want to create a HPA. I no need to maintain this in my Helm chart. So based on the requirement, suppose my requirement is I want to have a config map. I need to maintain that config map YML also. I can create a config map template. The values I can refer from this file without modifying the templates. I can play with only values. So this is the directory structure of a Helm chart. Helm packages are called as charts. They consist few YML configuration files and some templates that are rendered into a Kubernetes manifest files. These templates are nothing but Kubernetes manifest files. Here is the basic directory structure of a chart. You have a chart.yml. Inside this directory structure, you have a chart.yml. It's a metadata about that chart, like what kind of, what is this chart? This chart is for what kind of application, right? Some kind of a metadata about this chart. The metadata, what is metadata? Data about data. You can just define who is the author of this Helm chart. This Helm chart is for what kind of application, right? All those things. We have a one more folder called charts. We have a one more folder called charts. Suppose this application is depends on another application. While deploying this application, I want to deploy the dependent application. So where can I maintain those charts again? This is one application. While deploying this one, I want to deploy one more application, the dependent application. That information again we can define here in this, right? Dependent Helm chart names. This application is depends on some other application. If I just install this Helm chart, it will install whatever dependent application we are maintaining here. And templates contain all the Kubernetes manifest file which is required for our application. The values.yml. We will define the default values which we will be referred in templates. So this is the directory structure we have. So let me first discuss about the architecture. Then I'll come to the about topics. The Helm architecture. We had two versions of Helm. We have Helm 2 and Helm 3. Previous version. Latest version of Helm. Latest version of Helm. So in Helm 3 and Helm 2, what is the difference, right? We have a Helm client, Helm workstation. What is this? Basically, this Helm client or Helm workstation. This is one server, one server or one system. This can be a developer system. This can be a DevOps guy system, or this can be a CI/CD workstation. Client, Helm client or workstation. What do we have here? We will install Helm CLI, command line interface. We have a Helm workstation or Helm client. What is Helm client or Helm workstation? Basically, that is one system that can be a developer system or that can be a CI/CD workstation where you have a Helm software installed, Helm CLI. What we can do with Helm CLI, right? Helm CLI can connect to the Kubernetes cluster. Helm client connects to the Kubernetes cluster and deploy the Helm chart. What is the Helm repository here? We have a Helm client, basically Helm workstation. The client machine, basically the developer machine or DevOps guy machine where we have a Helm client. You have a Kubernetes cluster. You have a Helm chart repository. This is CLI, command line interface, which can interact with Kubernetes cluster to deploy the applications. Helm charts. But what is this Helm chart repository? What do we maintain in the Helm chart repository? What can we maintain? It's a repository, Helm chart repository. What do we maintain in the Helm chart repository? Basically the Helm charts, the Helm packages, right? So I have a repository. If I can maintain the Helm chart in the repository, any Helm client can interact with this Helm repository. Helm client retrieves chart from the repository, and Helm client can connect to the Kubernetes cluster and deploy the applications, that Helm charts, right? So you have a Helm client, basically where you will install CLI, Helm CLI. It can connect to the Kubernetes cluster and deploy the Helm chart. We can maintain the Helm charts locally in this machine also. You can maintain Helm charts locally in this machine, or you can maintain the Helm charts at a central repository so that anyone can use that Helm chart to deploy the application. So this is Helm 3 architecture. You have a Helm client, CLI, you have a Helm repository, you have a Kubernetes cluster. So Helm will connect the Kubernetes cluster. But what information Helm will use, what software or what is required in this client machine? Internally, how does Helm software knows to which Kubernetes cluster it has to connect? How does Helm client, Helm software, the CLI software knows to which Kubernetes cluster it has to connect when we are executing a Helm commands? What it will use internally? This Helm software. What is required in this machine so that Helm can connect to the Kubernetes cluster? What is required? Basically the kube config file, the kubectl, the kube config file, the kube context. So this is Helm 3 architecture. You have a client, you have a cluster, you have a chart. In the interview, sometimes they are asking what is difference between Helm 2 and Helm 3. What is difference between Helm 2 and Helm 3? Right? Guys, Helm is not mandatory. Helm is not mandatory, but it is good to have tool. Helm is not mandatory. Right? If you know Kubernetes concepts very well, Helm is not very complex. All your Kubernetes manifest, you are maintaining as one package that you will call it as a chart. That chart you can maintain in the Helm repository. And you have a values and templates. Basically, you can at runtime also you can play with values without modifying the templates. It is not mandatory, but it's good to have tool in your resume. Now, they may ask a question. If you have mentioned you have a knowledge on Helm charts, they may ask a question, what is the difference between Helm 3 and Helm 2? If you see, what is the difference? If you observe here, you have a Helm client, Helm workstation, you have a Helm chart repository, you have a Kubernetes cluster. Here also you have a Kubernetes cluster. But if you see what is the difference here? Tiller. Tiller. What is tiller here? If you see in Kubernetes cluster, in a server side, I don't have a tiller in a Helm 3. Helm can directly interact with Kubernetes API server. You don't need a middleman. The Helm 3 can directly interact with Kubernetes API server. You don't need a middleman here. But in case of Helm 2, this Helm client need a middleman in a Kubernetes cluster. One application, one component called a tiller. So in Kubernetes cluster, you need to deploy one application, one add-on called a tiller application, tiller service basically. That is one application. What it does? The Helm client or Helm CLI will not be able to talk to the Kubernetes API server directly in Helm 2. Helm client will talk to which one? In case of Helm 2, Helm connects to tiller to deploy the Helm charts. The middleman, it will connect to tiller. This is one application. The way we have deployed some add-ons, right? This is one application. So Helm connect to tiller. Tiller will connect to the API server, right? Tiller will connect to the API server, and it will create pods, it will create deployments, whatever part of your Helm chart. Now, in case of Helm 2, you need to deploy one application called Tiller. This is one application. Now, this Tiller need a permissions to the API server, because this Tiller will connect to the API server and it will create a pods, it will create a deployments. So how can you give a permissions for this application? This application need access to the API. This application is deployed within a Kubernetes cluster. This application should have what? How do you give permissions to this application, this Tiller application, right? This is application. How do you facilitate access to the APIs for an application or bot which is running inside the cluster? You will create a service account. You will create a cluster role, that cluster role with all the required permissions, and we will bind that cluster role with the help of cluster role binding. So here we don't have a Tiller. Helm will directly connect to the Kubernetes cluster API. Again, suppose as a developer I have installed Helm, but will I able to deploy the Helm chart if I don't have a permissions? In Helm 3, what it is using, guys? In Helm 3, it is using the kube context, the kube config. If this workstation has configured with some user, as a developer, he can install Helm in his machine, but when he execute Helm install, if he doesn't have a permissions, will he able to deploy those applications? So Helm 3 is using directly that kube context. You don't need a middleman here. You don't need a middleman here. So Helm 3 is directly using the kube context. So what is the difference, guys, here? Difference between Helm 2 and Helm 3? You don't have a Tiller. So what is Tiller? It's one application. It's a kind of a middleman between the Helm client and Kubernetes cluster. Helm client will connect to Tiller. Tiller will connect to the API. Basically, it will talk to the API and will create a required objects. So now let's install Helm 3. Helm 3 is the latest one. Helm 3. We will install Helm 3. Where should we install Helm 3? Basically, this Helm software, is it, do we need to install Helm in a Kubernetes masters or workers? What is Helm? It's a CLI. So where should you install Helm? Wherever you want to have, from whatever machine you want to connect to the Kubernetes and deploy the applications, the Helm charts. Suppose from your Jenkins machine, in your Jenkins server, from Jenkins machines, you want to talk to the API server, Kubernetes cluster, and you want to install Helm chart. Do I need to install Helm software in a Jenkins? Client machine. Suppose as a developer, as a DevOps guy, from your laptop, you want to deploy the applications in a Kubernetes cluster, those Helm charts. What software is required in your laptop? It's a client, Helm client, right? This Helm software. So we will install Helm 3. So wherever you install Helm 3, the workstation you are running should have what? The kubectl. Helm works inside the Kubernetes cluster. By default, it will use this file, kubeconfig file, right? So now I have a client machine. I have a client machine. I have just one client machine. This Kubernetes client machine, right? This can be a Jenkins server or whatever. So far, how we are deploying the applications, guys? So far, using the manifest files. Using the manifest files. One minute, guys. Give me a minute. So now this is one workstation. This is one server. From here, I want to deploy the applications using Helm, right? So I need a Helm software. So here I will install Helm 3, the latest. Basically, we are downloading one script. Basically, we are downloading one script here. This contains one script, one shell script, right? Which will download the required software, that zip file. It will extract the zip file and it will install. So I'm downloading that script. It is part of official, basically the GitHub, official Helm GitHub, right? So now I have this script which will install Helm, get helm.sh, this script. So I downloaded that script. I'm giving executable permissions to that script and I'm running that script. So it is downloading the tar file. It is extracting the tar file and installing the Helm. Now I have a Helm. I have Helm installed, right? Now Helm can connect to the Kubernetes cluster and Helm can connect to the Kubernetes cluster and we can install the application. To install the application, what do you need? Using Helm. If I want to install the application using Helm, what is required? You need a chart, Helm chart. You need a Helm chart. Now, you can have a chart locally. What is the meaning of locally? You can have a Helm chart locally, which means in this machine. Did I created any Helm chart or did I downloaded any Helm chart as of now from any place? You can deploy Helm chart from locally. What is the meaning of locally? From this server, you can have within this server, you can have a Helm chart, or you can refer a Helm chart from the repository, Helm repository. You can refer a Helm chart from the repository. You have a lot of public repositories. You can add a repository, Helm repository, Helm repo, add. From that repository, you can refer the chart and you can install that chart. Suppose now let me take this scenario. I don't have a metric server installed. Now if you see, I don't have a metric server installed. I don't have a metric server installed. So metric server is also available as a chart, a Helm chart. Community people created a Helm chart for the metrics server. Do I have that Helm chart locally? The community people has created a Helm chart. Do I have that Helm chart locally as of now? That Helm chart, if I want to deploy that metric server, I can deploy as a Helm chart. Instead of writing all those manifest files, applying all those manifest files, I can use Helm chart. There is a public, basically Helm repositories, right? So something like this. Let me Now they have changed this. I can add a repository, something like this, Helm repo, add some name, repo name, some name, and your repository URL, right? So name, let me give something like this. Just I'm giving repository name as this. I can give ABC also. But before adding, let me see, do I have any Helm repositories added as of now in this client? As of now in this Helm client, do I have any repositories added? Do you see Helm repo ls? Do I have any Helm repository added? As of now, do you see any repositories? No. Right? I can add a Helm repository. You are getting a warning. Why we are getting warning, guys? When I'm executing this Helm repo ls, what is the meaning of this? This file, kubeconfig file, is group readable and world readable. What does it mean? It has a 777 permissions. It is giving a warning. If you don't want to get a warning, you change the mode or change the ownership or mode. I will just give this permissions to that file. Now am I getting that warning, right? So this is basically just giving a warning that kubeconfig file is readable by everyone. Now I am not getting that warning. Now there is no repositories to show. What do we have in the repository, or what can we maintain in the Helm repository? The chart, Helm charts, the charts, right? So you can have your own repositories. You can have your own Helm repositories, or there are some public repositories, community people are having some applications, some Helm charts, right? I can add repository, something like this. Let me add Helm repo add. I'm giving something like this, stable. I can give ABC also here. Okay. I'm giving repository name as stable. This is repository URL. I think this URL is changed recently. Let me see. This is no longer available, this URL. So this is the URL, charts.helm.sh.stable. So this is public Helm repository. So let me add this one. I need to update this document. Now I have a repository added, just repository added. This is, now this contains basically Helm charts. This contains Helm charts, all the charts, like it contains all the charts, like lot of Helm applications as a chart. Okay, this is one URL where it will maintain all the charts. Now I have added the repository. If you see, I have added the repository. Now what will be there in this repository, right? The charts. There will be a lot of applications available as a Helm charts. If you see, let me search this repo. So what is this? What are these? This is one application that is, packaged as a Helm chart. Now if you see, you have a lot of things as a Helm chart. Now if you see metric server, let me see. If you see, Grafana is also available as a Helm chart, right? You have a metric server available as a Helm chart. If you see this metric server, is available as a Helm chart, right? So if you want to deploy that NFS provisioner, right? We deployed, that is also available as a Helm chart. You have a Prometheus available as a Helm chart. If you want to install Jenkins in a Kubernetes, if you want to run your Jenkins as a, in Kubernetes, that is also available as a Helm chart. Now, if you see, this has a chart. This repositories, we can maintain the charts. I don't have that Helm chart locally. I have not downloaded that chart locally, but it is part of this repository. I have added that repository. Now let me search at metric server. That is available as part of this one. So what is this? In this format you see, right? This is chart name. This is chart name. What is this? What is this? What is this? Basically, it's a that repository name which I have added, that Helm repository name. The Helm repository name which I have given here. So there is a Helm chart. I can deploy applications directly from the Helm repository. How can I install now this one, right? I can install something like this, Helm install, this name, the chart name, and name your application name, something like this, metrics server. Now, before installing, let me show you, did I install any application using Helm as of now? Do you see anything? Helm ls, Helm ls will list, Helm ls will list the applications which is deployed in the Kubernetes cluster. Helm is using internally what? Helm is using this kubeconfig file. This kubeconfig file. It is using this context. Now, -n or -all namespaces. Did I install any application using Helm in any namespace as of now? No. Right? Now let me install something like this. Helm install this metric server. I will give some name, metrics server. Now in which namespace it will install as of now? What is the default context? My kubectl is pointing to which namespace it is pointing as of now? The default context in a default namespace. Now if I give something like this, under which namespace it will install? In the default namespace. Now I can mention something like this, -n kube system. So now in which namespace this application will be installed basically? In the kube system namespace. But where are those manifest? Where are my deployment YML? Where is my role YML, role binding YML, which we need to create to deploy this metric server? Where are those YMLs? So those are part of this chart, Helm chart. And if you want to customize values, you can customize also. Guys, without installing, let me show what it is going to generate, right? I'm not installing as of now. I'm just going to show what we have one command called Helm template. That chart name I am giving. So if you see, I am just giving this one, Helm template, the chart name. So what it is going to deploy? Do you see, is it creating a service account? One service account. Do you see it's creating a role with required permissions, cluster role binding? And do you see that application, the deployment using this image? It's creating a deployment. It's binding that service account. Right? Now, suppose I want to customize something. I want to customize something. Maybe I want to customize something, right? So it will have a values also. It will have a values, the default values file. These are the values it is taking, right? If you see, now my requirement is I want to customize this initial delay seconds, right? It should not be 20, it should be 40 seconds, right? So how can I customize? So those values file is also part of this Helm chart. Those templates are also part of this Helm chart. What I can do? While installing that chart, I can do something like this. Helm install the chart name, something like this, metrics server, our application, like some namespace. If you want to give, you can give namespace. Now I can set something like this, hyphen set. I can do something like this. I can customize these values. Readiness probe dot initial delay seconds equals to 40. Now, while it is rendering, what value it will take? While it is installing, it will not take this value from the values file. It will take this value. If you want to customize lot of things, if you want to customize lot of values, if you don't want to pass something like this, what you can do? You can get the value. You can get those values, something like this. I can get those values file, something like this. Helm show values or inspect values also you can use. I can append all those thing to something like this. Some file, metrics, server, values, some name. Now I got those values into one file. I think I have used wrong command. So let me values typo. Now I got all those things. I can change whatever values I want to modify. Let me remove this because it has the wrong one also. Now I got all those values here. Now I can modify these values based on my requirement, right? Suppose I want to change the image version. I can change image version. Or if you say I want to define resources, I can define resource limits, request, all those things. Now suppose I want to change this value, let me change it to 40. You can customize these values. Now while installing or while updating, I can use this values file. Now I have customized this values file. Where it is referred? These values are referred in the templates, in that chart. Now what I can do? I can do something like this. I can install something like this. Helm install the chart name. I can use something like this. I can install the chart name I need to get. Let me get the chart name. So this is my chart name. Let me get this chart name. Now I can install something like this. So if I don't pass anything, what values it will take? Whatever is part of this chart. Now I want to use this values file. Now I can mention something like this. So now instead of whatever values it is part of this chart, I customize those values. I got the default values from this chart and I customized, I modified based on my need. Now I am passing this values file. So now I am installing this application. So it is saying let's upgrade, let Helm repo update. It is asking me to update. So I'm trying to update. Now let me install. It is just a reverse case. It's just reverse. Helm install application name. Anything you can give here. And your chart name. Do I have a chart locally as of now, guys? Do I have this chart, basically Helm chart locally as a file or as a folder? No, it is from the repository. You can install the Helm chart from locally or you can refer from a repository. Now let me install this application. Now if you see, the application is installed using Helm chart. Now if you see Helm ls, under which namespace I installed, why it is not showing as of now? Under which namespace I installed that application? Helm ls. I installed that in a kube system namespace. Do you see one one application is deployed using Helm? This is my name, what I have given, application name. Under this namespace, status is deployed. This is the chart. Now, do you see metric server is installed in kube system namespace? Let me see. Do you see that metric server is installed 55 seconds ago? Do you see a service created for metric server? Do you see a role service account created? Do you see a role and service account created? Let me kubectl get service account in the kube system namespace, or you can use all the namespaces. Do you see a metric server service account is created somewhere? Metrics here. The service account is created. There is a role, cluster role, all those things. But where are my manifest? That is part of my chart. Now let me see. Now do you see is metric server is working? Now I installed that application. Now let's assume I want to upgrade that application. I want to use a different version of image for that metric server. What can I do? I can upgrade something like this. There is a command called upgrade, Helm upgrade. You can upgrade, or if I want to remove that application completely from that my Kubernetes cluster, what I can do? If I want to completely remove that application, now let's assume I want to update something. What I can do? I can use something like this, Helm upgrade, that chart name. And suppose I want to modify that again to 20. You can update anything, right? You can update your image version, or you can update, since it's using a deployment, in latest version of you know deployment, basically replica set will be created. So now let's assume I want to change to 20. I can change to 20, or I'm changing minimal values. I can, if I want to change minimal values, I can just use something like this. Only this one at a command, while executing a command itself, I can pass using -, set. Now I can update that Helm chart something like this. Helm upgrade. This is my chart, this name, -f, that updated values. If you want to change multiple values, or if you want to change only few values, you can use this -, set. Now in this namespace, released, I am missing that chart, the chart name. What is my chart name? That is a stable metric server. The chart name is stable, that metric server. Now metrics, let me see this. The chart name, what is the chart name? Stable. Okay, there is a hyphen. Okay, so there is a hyphen here. That is the chart name. So now I am upgrading. Now I am upgrading the Helm, that chart, that application. Now if I see, let me see, Helm ls. As of now, let me see in all namespaces, right? Now do you see this? What is the revision as of now? Your application got updated. Your application got updated or upgraded, right? If you see kubectl get all -n kube system. If you see, is your metric server got upgraded? Metric server is running as a deployment now. Do you see? It's got updated. If something went wrong with this one, how can I roll back, right? How can I roll back? I can simply execute this one. I can execute something like this, Helm rollback, my release name. It will roll back. This is in kube system namespace. That's why we are getting this one. Now, if you see, it's a rollback. Again, it is going back to previous state. It is going back to previous state. Revision is showing as 3, but actually it is going to the previous changes. Now, if I want to delete this application completely, how can I do? Helm remove, sorry, Helm uninstall here. Helm uninstall. That is in a kube system namespace. So you have to mention that namespace name. Now that completely removed, you don't have anything, right? Nothing is deployed. So is it simplifying the process of deploying, updating, and removing the applications in a Kubernetes? Do you feel like, Helm is simplifying the process of installing, updating, and deleting the applications in a Kubernetes, right? So tomorrow, what we will do, we will create a Helm chart for our own application. I will create a Helm chart for this application. We will create a Helm chart for our own application. Then we will understand what is template, what is values, right? So tomorrow we will continue. We will create a Helm chart for our own application. So this chart is already available. It's available in a public Helm repository. Community people has created a chart and they uploaded into the Helm repository. We are using Helm repository to install this application, third-party application. Tomorrow we will create a Helm chart for our own application, right? This application. So we can understand what is template, what is values and all. So we'll continue tomorrow, guys. So it is not very complex, right? If you know the Kubernetes concepts, Helm is basically a package of all the YML files. That Helm templates you can maintain in the repositories or locally or in a version control systems, right? You can deploy the applications using Helm charts so that you can customize the values at runtime also. So we'll continue tomorrow, guys. And today at 9 o'clock, Bhaskar is having Terraform class, right? It is open for everyone since it's a holiday today. So he is taking some free classes, okay, Terraform. Today is the first class at 9 o'clock. We have a Terraform free class. It's open for everyone. So slowly, maybe based on the holidays, based on the availability, we will conduct the Terraform some additional classes. It's open for everyone. Try to join at 9 o'clock. I think Bhaskar has already shared the meeting URL for that one. If you don't have a meeting URL, let us know. We will share that. Try to join the 9 o'clock class. We will share in the group, Skype group. Okay. That is only for today. Next free class, we will let you know based on the availability. Thank you, guys. I'm stopping the session for today. We'll continue tomorrow.